The storm has finally broken, but as the last drops of rain fall on the dusty outskirts of Red Creek, another storm is just beginning to brew. Jason and Elena, their boots caked in mud, move like ghosts through the skeletal remains of an old abandoned barn. They came here searching for the proof of a lie, but what they're about to uncover is a truth far more dangerous, buried deep in ash and fear. Elena's voice cuts through the gloom, her lantern casting long dancing shadows. Jason, over here. These ledgers. They've got Burke's signature all over them. Jason rushes to her side, his fingers tracing the familiar scrawl on the brittle paper. He flips through the pages, his jaw tightening with every turn. And look, he says, his voice a low growl. Coleman's stamp. Right here. He knew. The sheriff's been framing me all along. Elena's eyes flash with a righteous fire. Then that's it. We take this back to town. We make him face what he's done. A bitter smile plays on Jason's lips. He knows Sheriff Coleman better than anyone. Coleman's not the kind of man who gives up his throne easily. This is just the beginning. In that moment, something shifts between them. The pretense, the carefully constructed act, it all falls away. For the first time, they aren't pretending anymore. They are fighting for something real, for justice, for their futures, and for each other. As nightfall drapes itself over the countryside, they huddle around a small campfire, the flames pushing back the encroaching darkness. Jason stares into the fire, lost in thought, the weight of tomorrow's fight etched onto his face. Elena watches him, her heart aching with a mix of fear and a fierce protective love. She can feel the silence stretching between them, thick with unspoken words. You've been quiet, she says gently, breaking the spell. He doesn't look at her, his gaze fixed on the mesmerizing dance of the flames. If this goes wrong tomorrow, he begins, his voice barely a whisper. I need you to leave, Elena. Get as far away from here as you can. Her breath catches in her throat. Don't ask me that. Not now. He finally turns to her, his eyes filled with a deep, haunting pain. You don't owe me anything. Not after all the lies I've dragged you into. You still don't get it, do you? She says, her voice firm, unwavering. I'm not here because I have to be. I'm here because I want to be. He looks at her then, truly looks at her, and sees not the woman he hired, but the woman who has stood by him through everything. The firelight paints her eyes a brilliant gold, reflecting a strength he never knew he needed. You deserve a life without my kind of trouble, he murmurs, his voice thick with emotion. She closes the small distance between them, her presence a warm and steady anchor in his turbulent world. Maybe trouble's where my heart found its home, she whispers. He reaches out, his calloused fingers gently brushing a stray lock of hair from her cheek. The world seems to hold its breath. The air crackles with an energy more powerful than the fire beside them. And then he kisses her. It's a kiss that's slow and trembling, filled with all the fear, hope, and longing that has been building between them for weeks. And in that one single moment, one kiss burns away every lie they ever told. The fire between them is no longer make-believe. It's real, it's raw, and it's powerful enough to light up the darkest night. But their moment of truth is shattered by the deafening crack of a gunshot. The sound echoes through the barn, a violent intrusion into their fragile peace. A bullet splinters the wooden wall just inches from their heads. They instinctively duck as shadows detach themselves from the darkness. Sheriff Coleman and his men emerge, their faces grim masks in the firelight. End of the road, Reed, Coleman sneers, his voice dripping with mocking satisfaction. You should have stayed gone. Jason scrambles to his feet, his anger a hot, burning thing in his chest. He holds up the ledgers. You framed me, Coleman. It's all in here. These ledges prove it. The sheriff lets out a dark, humorless chuckle. And who's gonna believe a known thief and his pretend wife? Elena's voice rings out, clear and defiant. I will, because I know who he really is. Her words hang in the air, a testament to the truth that now binds them. Coleman's grin vanishes, replaced by a cold fury. He raises his pistol, taking aim directly at Jason. In a split second, Jason reacts, pulling Elena down as a hail of bullets rips through the air. Splinters fly, and one of the lanterns shatters, spilling oil that ignites instantly. Flames begin to lick up the dry, ancient wood of the barn. Smoke billows around them, thick and suffocating. The truth was literally burning down around them. But some fires, once lit, can never be put out. Jason coughs, his eyes stinging. Elena, you have to go. Get out, he shouts over the roar of the blaze. But she shakes her head, tears streaming down her soot-stained cheeks. Not without you, she cries, her grip on his arm unyielding. Together, they stumble through the chaos, dodging falling beams and waves of heat. They find a side window and throw themselves through it, collapsing onto the damp earth outside just as the barn explodes. Behind them in a massive fireball, they lie there, gasping for air, the heat of the inferno at their backs. We did it, Jason breathes, clutching the singed ledges to his chest. We've got the proof. Elena looks at him, her eyes shining with tears, and something more. You've got me, she says, her voice soft but certain. That's all that matters. In the heart of the fire that destroyed everything, love not only survived, it was forged anew.